Hey guys, Captain Foley here. As some of you know, if you watched my away mission vlog last night, I have an important video to make today, and this is basically it. It's about this beautiful ship and how it was not given its just due by J.J. Abrams. Um, I was in a bit of a I had a conversation last night with a friend of mine, Sean Van Fleet, subscriber on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook, and we had a bit of a discussion. It started out with the Enterprise bridge, and I'll get into all that in just a second. But yeah, I wanted you guys to know this is a pretty important video for me. I hate the JJ Prize with a passion. I love the original TOS Enterprise, and I really think that JJ did it a huge disservice by making it look like a steaming pile of crap for his new movies. This design is far superior, but there's going to be people that argue that fact with me. But here we go with the evidence. So there's no excuse, first of all, no matter what I say, no matter what evidence I provide you guys, there's no excuse for JJ's Enterprise. It's ugly. And it ain't got no alibi. It's ugly. But the conversation last night started with a picture that my Sean Chortle or Sean Van Fleet posted of the new bridge and the old bridge side by side. And it says the same yet different. Well, that's just asking for trouble because I obviously have to chime in on that. And so I said, yet not at all the same. One is an organized, structured work of art, and the other is a discombobulated mess of disorganization and blinding white lights with a big window and barcode scanners everywhere. Looks like the damn Apple Store. At which point, he pointed out a few things to me that he had discovered, and I took a look at the evidence, and it's very interesting. And it shows how bad of a director JJ actually is. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, don't give JJ hassle. He can only direct what he's given, and it's the writers, Roberto Orci and Alex Kurtzman's fault. And yes, it is. Most of the abomination that is the new Star Trek is their fault. However, they have a few redeeming qualities that JJ, in his infinite wisdom, decided to cut out of his final draft of either the 2009 Star Trek and also the latest one, Star Trek Into Darkness. So there's a deleted scene that I'm going to show you guys in a minute that should have been left in the movie. It would have caused a lot less friction between JJ fans and real Star Trek fans, and it might have raised a few questions, but it also would have answered quite a few. As it turns out, in JJ's Star Trek, at the time of the Kelvin encountering Nero's ship, there were, in fact, Constitution-class starships, the exact same as how they're supposed to look in TOS. Because of the run-in with Nero, and because when George Kirk slammed the Kelvin into that ship, there would have been debris from Nero's ship as well, which some of the escaping shuttles might have collected. Also, the Klingons got in on it, and the Klingons arrested Nero and had him on Rura for about 25 years. Well, 25 I think is the number. It seems a little long to me, but if you ever wonder what Nero's doing all that time in Star Trek 2009, it's because there were deleted scenes with him on Rura as a prisoner of the Klingons, and he eventually escapes. But that's kind of inconsequential. What we're focusing on here is the Kelvin and the Nero ship. Now, when I first saw 2009 Star Trek, the first scene with the Kelvin coming in, and you hear the bridge, the bing, 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 and you see the new uniforms, and they got the communicators, they got the communicators right. It's perfect. It's like it's how the movie should have been, the whole thing. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. So I was all excited. because the Kelvin, looked a little off, but it was original series design, looked kind of cool. A few little things wrong, but whatever. I can deal with change. That's not the issue. And a lot of people say, "Oh, these JJ haters, they can't deal with change," and that's just total bullshit. Because we can, as long as it's good change and it makes fucking sense. However, after the ship collided with Nero's ship, there would have been debris and evidence of Nero's ship from the future. And what happened was Starfleet got a hold of that. Well, Section 31 did, apparently. And they re engineered, or they reverse engineered, some of the technology to improve their fleet, to make it larger, more able to deal with a threat like Nero's ship should it happen again. Because it's happened, happened once, it could happen again. So they scrapped the original fleet in favor of a new, larger, more advanced fleet. It makes perfect sense. Now you think they would explain this in the movies. Well, JJ doesn't want anything to do with the original TOS, so why would he? He only wants his vision. And you're going to say, what's the evidence for this? Well, let me just show you this real quick. I'm going to read you what my friend Sean Van Fleet actually said. I'm going to read you a few things, show you a few pictures, and then I'm going to show you the deleted scene, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about it, okay? So here we go. LOL, I call it the Apple Store too. I actually discovered something interesting in the JJ universe, that the 1701 is a different ship. They revamped all of their original ship after Nero attacked. Most ships at the time, such as the original 1701, were decommissioned, and a new fleet was constructed from reversed 24th, 25th century technology. There's a scene cut from Into Darkness where the original TOS Enterprise, a Constitution-class ship, is hanging from Admiral Marcus's office ceiling. In the comic, Captain April explains to Kirk that he was captain of a previous Starship Enterprise. Okay, so I said, they should have actually included that in the film because it would have made more sense. He says, basically what happened, when George Kirk rammed the Kelvin into the Noranda, the Klingons captured Nero. Section 31 got hold of the debris from the Noranda and reverse engineered it to implement the technology into their new designs. So basically the Enterprise we know and love was scrapped in favor of a stronger fleet in case they ever met such a threat again. To which I said, very interesting. Makes sense, actually. Because I'm not closed-minded. I'm a very open-minded guy. And as your captain, I feel my responsibility to give you all the facts. This is what I'm doing. I hate the JJ verse. I hate the JJ Enterprise. But play devil's advocate, and maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe there's a reason that it looks like a piece of ass. So I'm going to get the facts. This Enterprise is mentioned in Captain April's flashback. This flashback happened about a decade or so before Nero's attack on the Kelvin. So this would be, in fact, the Enterprise. And this is from the comics. So here we see the original Enterprise, which looks like JJ's a little bit, but it's got the straight struts. It's got the sleeker engines, not so rounded secondary saucer edging there. Okay, so this is just artwork. So it's supposed to look like the original Constitution class. Fine and dandy. So then he sent me another picture, and it shows Captain April on the bridge. Or Captain Pike, sorry. But look at the design elements. You got a captain's chair that looks like an actual Star Trek captain's chair. You've got the platform. You got the platform on which the helm and navigation console sits, with two seats, and in the background you have displays up top. More like a traditional TOS bridge design before they implemented a new fleet. These kind of changes I would have been totally 100% happy to accept in JJ's movies if they'd done that. But no, they had to screw it up totally and make a ship that looks like Anyway, now in regards to the scene we're talking about, this is from Star Trek Into Darkness. It happens at the beginning of the movie. The gentleman that blows up Starfleet, he makes a call to Admiral Marcus, and well, I'll show you the scene and we'll talk about it. Look at that. An original, perfect Constitution class ship hanging from its ceiling.
Admiral Marcus, Priority 1 transmission incoming from London.
Put it through.
Admiral, sir, I have a message for you from John Erickson. He said you'd know why he did this.
And of course, we all know what happens from there. So as we know, Admiral Marcus is very interested in starship design, as is evident from the row of ships behind his desk. And to have a huge Constitution class ship, granted it wasn't the Enterprise, it's a different registry number, but to have that hanging from his ceiling would have been a perfect homage to the original Star Trek. Having that left in the movie would have alleviated a lot of the problems. People would have been like, wow, why is the original class Constitution ship there? There's an explanation, people. But no, JJ, in his infinite directing wisdom, decides to cut this scene out, which would have added more credibility to his vision of Star Trek and not have people so anti-JJ. He did himself a huge disservice by omitting this scene. So if Roberta Orci and Alex Kurtzman had intended for this scene to be in, as I'm sure they did, they aren't to blame. It is in fact JJ, and his closed-mindedness, his view that he wants what he wants. He wants his vision of Star Trek realized. Doesn't want anything to do with the original canon. So here, I just screenshotted the picture. So NCC 1718, or 0718, sorry. And it's the USS Bidford. But it's a perfect representation of a Constitution class cruiser. So there you have it, guys. I want your thoughts, your insights into this. I think that JJ's has a little bit more credibility now, but this scene should have been left in. There should be a director's cut released, perhaps, of both movies, the 2009 and the new one, detailing or giving these deleted scenes in their proper sequence, and the movies would make a lot more sense. So there you have it, guys. I'm not the closed-minded guy guy that you thought I was. I am very open-minded. I love Star Trek. This is Star Trek. You got to deal with it, like it or lump it. It's here. It's here to stay. You got to work with it with what you can. Either ignore it in your timeline or include it. Doesn't matter. You got to deal with it. And so I just want to make it a little bit more bearable for people. And I thought this should be brought to a lot of people's attention. Now, the comic book series that is set in the JJ verse. It's actually pretty good from what I've read. I've read a few issues. There's a future one coming up with Q, which should be very interesting. I'm sure Q's going to pop up and go, "The hell is this shit?" But anyway, I'm looking forward to that one. But some of them are very good. They don't pretend to be the original series. They don't pretend to do all the things that they did before, like JJ tends to do. But some of the stories are really good. And they tie up a lot of loose ends. Even how they found Khan, even why Khan looks white. He was genetically altered by Admiral Marcus so that he would not be recognized as Khan Noonien Singh. If anybody ran a facial scan, he would not show up from the like the records. Things like this need to be explained to your audience so that people don't jump to conclusions and think that your vision is a piece of shit. Because while it is, it really isn't in a way, because if the explanations are there, it makes a lot more sense. That's all I'm getting at, guys. I also want to say thank you to everybody who checked out my very first away mission vlog. I tend to do more of those. They're just basically behind the scenes, ideas for the next upcoming video, or how my day went, or a new Star Trek related item I'm getting, or reflections on past videos, problems I had while filming, things like that. Kind of a behind the scenes look at Captain Foley's universe, which is the Prime universe. It ain't JJ's universe. So expect more of the away mission vlogs. I find them kind of fun to do, actually. Kind of a change of pace, and you get to see just kind of what's going on. So that's everything, guys. Please like this video, subscribe, share it with any Star Trek fans or JJ lovers, JJ haters, whatever you feel. Like I said, I do not like JJ's Star Trek very much. However, I am open-minded. I am willing to take on new ideas and to kind of play devil's advocate and stick up for them every once in a while. And in this instance, I'm sticking up for Roberto Orci and Alex Kurtzman. If they wrote those into the script, beautiful, guys. Good job. You're doing what you're supposed to do. JJ, thank you for filming the scene. However, leave it in the movie. It could have been left in the movie at the beginning. It would have made my day to see an original Constitution-class ship on screen. It's a nod to the original. Much like Michael Bay with the new Transformers movie. I don't know if you guys know this yet, but in the beginning of the movie, the Autobots are in hiding again. And Optimus Prime is, in fact, an original series flat-nosed Mack pickup truck. A little beat up and dirty and old, but it's a nod to the original Transformers, which Michael Bay also ruined with his movies. However, that can be overlooked. They're not bad movies for what they are. So there you have it, guys. Just give us a little nod, JJ, every once in a while. Keep us happy. Roberto Orci, I hope you do the right thing, and that try to fix a few things wrong with the universe. Doesn't fix everything, obviously. There's no way that you can beam from Earth to Kronos. You can't fly there in a day and back. Fly to Kronos and back to Earth in a day. Still a lot of problems with JJ's, but you know what? This is one step closer to being tolerant of it, because it rescues my favorite character, which is right there on screen, the original Enterprise, who I was very disappointed to see turned into a damn hot rod. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go, let you mull that over. Please comment below, let me know what you think. Any additional information you might have to back me up or disprove me, whatever, I don't care. Comment suggestions below. Please like and subscribe and pass this video along. Thank you very much, guys. Captain Foley signing off. Bye-bye.